Welcome to the broadcast. We have some demands.
Who is fortunate in so many ways. I do believe that I have an important role to play in this.
Wait, that's not it.
While I sit here before you as a middle-aged white guy who is fortunate in so many ways, I do believe that I have an important role to play in this transitional period. And the only way I can factor that is if I listen to my colleagues, particularly those who have different lived experiences than I do. That's what this moment in history means to me in terms of really creating a city of Portland where everyone who lives here feels that they have an equal stake in the future of this community. And that starts with the fundamental belief on the part of everybody who lives here that they are safe in this community. And whether we like to hear it or not, regardless of what personal views we may hold today, the reality is very clear, it's in our face, it's unmistakable that many, many people in this community who are residents in this community, they are our neighbors, they are our co-workers, they are our friends, they do not feel safe.
I think it's hilarious that you can't see where Ted is. That's Ted Wheeler, of course, addressing. They tried to set up an autonomous zone outside his apartment. The poor bastard's going through a divorce, and he had to get an apartment, I think, downtown. And so he's right there at their mercy more than if he was up in the hills where the rich people live. But you can't see him, so he's sitting down somewhere. He dare not stand and offend them. Maybe he's on a knee, but see, there's the mic, right? And there's the interpreter. There's no Ted. Oldsters will remember Doonesbury, that dick. The guy who did the cartoon, right? Canadian guy, Trudeau. Did the Doonesbury political satire cartoon forever. And before George H.W. Bush, who was a war hero, shot down twice in World War II, but never mind, Trudeau decided he was a non-entity. So Trudeau used to draw him as an empty space and just have the thought bubble or the speech bubble, whatever, coming out of an empty space to taunt this man with what a non-entity he is. And that's Ted right here, Invisible Ted.
In the city of Portland. And that requires me, as the leader of this city, to fundamentally rethink what safety means in this community. And now I'm going to say this. I not only support the reforms that we put on the table, and I would argue this is the beginning. I actually believe we are biting off a lot right now. Because keep in mind, once we vote for the budget, we still have to implement all of these changes. And as many of you know, I have proposed the most significant overhaul of oversight and accountability to policing probably this century. And there was a really good piece that was in the news a couple of days ago.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on and on and on.
Of course, they play the hideous hip-hop after it, punctuate it with the violent, threatening, effing hip-hop music. King Kush says he looks Mexican because he's wearing a rug or he's got his hair just effing dyed AF. Yeah. Poor Jimmy. Poor Jimmy. Okay, so Brett Favre says that Brett Favre, who should be like a redneck, our guy. Yeah, but he's a degenerate. We all know that. Brett Favre says that the kneeler, what's his name? Kaepernick is going to be a hero. But I'd like to point out that he did not clap enthusiastically Too bad I don't have people follow me on Twitter. I could get something going here. We could cancel Brett Favre. Look at this. That's Brett Favre when he sees that monster. It's like, oh my fucking God. My God. Has there been a less genuine, probably ever less genuine response than people, that room of jocks clapping for that? Oh yeah, right. These guys who think that if they see you reading a book, they call you a faggot. Right? It's your average bro in the fucking NFL. You know. And they're yeah, man. Hand rubbing intensifies. Yeah, poor Brett Favre, in the Stalin-esque fashion, right? That was a thing at the time. How long's it been now? 5 years? More? At the time it was pointed out. That's why that clip, a 6-second clip, is on YouTube. Look, Brett Favre didn't fucking clap very enthusiastically for Jenner. Somebody doesn't think this is stunning and brave. Yeah, anyway. Maybe that's maybe that's what Brett's thinking. I mean, I always thought he's probably got all kinds of shit going on in his past. One way to get ahead of it would be come out enthusiastically on behalf of this shit. It's where corporations seem to start with it all the diversity bullshit and whatnot. At least the early justification. Oh yeah, they're just trying to avoid getting sued, we used to say. Obviously, it's all more sinister than that. Oh. In these going down says all your sports idols, all your entertainers, and white men with millions of dollars are giving in. You got guys living in garages and delivering food standing up to this. Yeah. We're battered and we're down here. I guess you can't brag, You've got nothing else to lose. You can stand on principle. But, geez. I hate to think that it's just going to be uniform across the board. Anybody, right? There is no body breaking out. Nobody. Yeah. Like I said, they're using fireworks down here. They see a homeless guy, race unknown, doesn't matter really. And that guy probably got fucked up good by that. There are open gunfights in Atlanta, as you saw. I don't have any good media here. I don't know why I'm looking here. Sorry. All right. Chris Altman says the Evening News has been pushing this crap every single day. It's not about individuals. It's about the systems. They never mention biology, religion, sexual selection, or any other. Oh, God, they're so far off. Yeah, they just drive on with this child's pseudoscience about, And they have taken advantage. The enemy has very perfidiously taken advantage of this to all of a sudden, and again, this is evidence of the conspiracy. This is evidence of the fact that this is almost entirely controlled by media guys sitting in a fucking room. And they've got a few politicians, a few other people, but it's all those fuckers who own CNN and everything else have decided that this is going to be a story. We're going to force it down their fucking throats, no matter how absurd, no matter ridiculous. And we're also going to force them to not only in mainstreaming BLM, which was at least considered political before, right? You could at least criticize them before. Now they're being mainstreamed like, they're the Heart Association. You're going to see them as a big endowment, right? Like the Ford Foundation or something out there with a vague fucking mandate just to fuck us up, basically. Why don't they just take the $1 billion they're dumping on this shit BLM and give it to the black folks? Can we get that idea rolling? Just give it directly as reparation to the black folks and cut out the middlemen. But they're also mainstreaming, white supremacy is now a mainstream thing, and people are it's just like, here it was out there, and they were implicitly taking seriously critical race theory, but they never had to defend it. Excuse me. Because, it would look pretty fucking, that would be like showing people how the sausages are made. Now, they're just skipping that. It's never been defended. We're just going to put it right into mainstream discourse. This is a thing, and anybody who questions it's a big bad racist. Anybody who questions white supremacy. And BLM. Yeah, BLM's going to be a huge endowment, and they're going to buy fucking, all kinds of ruin. Your bank's going to say, proud partner, Black Lives Matter. It's going to be like a badge on the fucking window of the place. So we have to make the dollar worthless. If they're going to give $1 billion to BLM, can we just make it worthless quicker? Donald Robinson points out Tucker Carlson is he's doing the Lord's work, isn't he? He's going as far as he can. He seems to be going just as far as he can. I mean, they're going to get to him. This is, the heat on to get him now has got to be tremendous, right? They're all thinking, well, of course Tucker Carlson goes. I mean, look, everybody else is fucking bowing. Everybody else is taking a knee. This momentum builds up. All these fucking assholes. Every corporation, every individual, Brett Favre, ridiculous fucking dopes like him, all the media. They're all complicit. But if they get to Tucker, he's got to start his own media. I want to see them try to stop his own, some sort of media. I don't know if it'll make a difference. They never let him start a channel, But we really just, at this point, we have to kill the internet. We have to kill the platforms. To burn down the platforms that I'm standing on right now. Right? If they're going to control them and the way they use them, look at Twitter. I kind of love Twitter, really, in a way. It's a great way to get news. But the sick, twisted part of Twitter, the bad part, somebody posts something and as many people who see it come along and try and just bring it down, just fuck with each other, just ugly Twitter, petty, petty, petty Twitter. And that part of Twitter, it's just running the table. It's just running the table right now with Black Lives Matter, right? I mean, it's so nasty. They're so beyond reason. I can't fathom how, Whiteout Wednesday pops up. It's just this meek little fucking response when you think about it, right? For all this shit they're piling on us. And for that very reason, the dummies, and the K-pop fucking trolls, or whoever, bury it under their fucking horrible comedy. Simply because it's such a small, weak voice, and everybody else is, so how can we be, the dummies who, the dummies who are sitting here at the end of the world talking about K-pop, and let's sit around and, fucking hell spiral into fucking irony and talk about fucking K-pop as the world burns. Stupid people like that, and kids, they can make no other connection than join the mob and kill the white man. Kill the white man. Oh, God. Don't fire Tucker, no. But if Tucker's fired, he's my man. Tucker needs to get fired and run for president. It's fucking Trump. He needs to rally, right? It's all about the rally. These people are awful. Trump and the opposition are awful. It's going to be about this fucking rally now. You know, if I was his advisor, I'd say you campaign by leading and you lead by being contrarian. You're going to have to go against all these forces. You're going to have to be so disciplined, speak very carefully, give them none of the boob bait that they can take. Force them as much as possible to address this argument, that's the truth, that is so much on your side. If you just pick it up, it's like Excalibur, man. If you just got the balls to pick it up, Trump. What are you fucking doing? You going to live forever? How much time you got left? How do you want to go out? Your instincts are so good, you know? You can be a dope, but your instincts are good. You see what's going on, even as you sell out to our bestest, greatest ally. You know the game. Why didn't you cut a deal, Trump? Give Israel everything they want. Now maybe they can help us turn back this shit. You know? Let's get Mossad on it. They owe us. Let's sick Mossad on the fucking... then they'll be our greatest ally. I'm not saying sick Mossad on the Antifa, though. That would be an awesome fucking tale right there. I mean, Antifa wouldn't have a chance, but... maybe Antifa is Mossad. I'm so broke. Donald Robertson says, Tucker's firing is a done deal. The worst thing he could do is back off. Once they space between firing and why he's being fired, he will... People are comparing Tucker to Roosevelt as a stretch. No, it is a stretch. Of course it is. But Tucker had a great show about Roosevelt. He picked up Saylor's theme about how this is a lot of envy. Roosevelt was an accomplished dude, right? These people who tear down his statue are not. They're people who hang out on Twitter and try to prove, you know, they got the biggest meanie weenie. You know? It's a measure of their power, how repulsive their heroes are. That face, that ugly-ass face of George. You know, it's like something out of a bad dystopian film, right? Here, there's this land, right? And everybody cowers under the image of this appalling figure. But it's a measure of their power that they can make us bow to that. It's a measure of their power. How absurd their argument is, right? Michael says this is like the War of the Roses. Only one side has demonically possessed people, and the Roses can never reconcile or fuse without destroying the natural world and space-time. Yeah. Don't fire Tucker. Please don't fire Tucker. What's going on at Fox? You've seen Drudge. Drudge was the site that got Trump elected. Now it's... I don't think it's Matt Drudge anymore, but, you know, it's whoever's running it. Did he sell the site? Do we even know this sort of shit? Now that he's running it, whoever's running it, it's just another hellscape. It's funny. Like, Drudge should be like an island of resistance to all this. Wouldn't Drudge of 2016 have been an island of resistance? What is that telling us? Has Drudge been in on all this the whole time? Sterling points out there's a second shooting in Chaz Chapia, and the mayor saying eventually we're going to peacefully reclaim the precinct. It started with a police precinct, of course, being surrendered. Seattle's a lot bigger than Portland. Sounds like they've got it a lot worse than here, which astounds me. Because like I said, here it's not, there's plenty of damage and destruction and ugly, but it's not even so much that. It's the fact that they've occupied the city for going on 3 weeks now. Glib Medley wants to do a contest for worst mayor. Yeah, did you see Mayor Ted? I think you don't have a chance against our guy. Yeah, I don't understand why there's no room, apparently, for someone like Ted Wheeler to even resist, You've got Ted Wheeler, you've got two radical council people out of four, and the other two are basically non-entities, and they just go along. There's no, we're the local level, we're kind of one-party government in places like Portland, there's no real opposition. Ted Wheeler and the moderates are there to just trim the sails of the radicals, Chloe Udaly and Joanne Hardesty, who are just running wild right now, getting everything they want. Glib says Drudge was never big on Trump. He just hated Hillary a lot, I think. I don't know. He gave Trump a lot of wind. Glib says Seattle, Portland, Minneapolis, Chicago, New York, and Atlanta are all contenders for worst city. I have to... Shit. I had got an issue here. I've had a thief. Somebody came in the house and stole something. Yeah, it's funny though. It's weird. I don't know if it's just my perception, but it seems like other things are falling apart around me besides this madness. That things generally are falling apart. Maybe it's part of the whole process, or maybe it's in a related process that people have moved into my neighborhood are shitty, and yeah. And I wonder if other people are getting the same feeling I'm getting. Also that really in the year leading up to this, we all started becoming even more atomized. I think for me and for other, it looked to me like we were all getting the atomization around me and the people around me. It seemed to be increasing right up to this. Michael says, get an alarm or a dog. Yeah, I guess I'll have to get a dog. Gus will freak out. I have an idea of who it is. I left the door unlocked. Yeah, and I think they just came in and fucking stole some money. Can you believe that shit? And worse than losing the money is the idea that some fucker would do that, right? It's just infuriating and depressing. It's like, I can't live. I've been planning on moving, and yeah, it just makes me think, I just want to go now. And I like where I'm at. It was great until these people moved in. And they are Hawat Taharash. Can you believe that shit? In the midst of all this, I'm assailed by the detritus, the white detritus of all this shit, really. White trash. And I've got but I've also got activists on the other side. Activists who are involved in all this shit. Black folk who are involved in all this shit. That's funny too. And they're over there. And sometimes I hear her on the phone because she's very loud and leaves the window open. So I'm walking past, I can hear her on the phone ranting about this shit. It's fucking weird. I'm surrounded. I've got to get out. Escape from Portland. I'm going to do a parody of Escape from New York, L.A., whatever. Never really liked those movies, Wanted to like them. Get an eye patch. Instead of an eye patch, it's The Mask. So anyway, I've got to go next door and beat the shit out of somebody. I'm kidding. I got to take a break, but I want to maybe open a hangout. If anybody's left when I get back in 10 minutes, I'd like to maybe open a hangout. Maybe Glib will come on in. I can't get a big dog. Yeah, I'm not going to get a giant dog to take care of. I need to be. It needs my freedom, man. You know, I need to be able to pack up and go at a moment's notice. I can't have a giant dog, though it would be kind of cool. You know, it'd be like Jack London, right? All right, this should take 10 minutes. Yeah, it might be nice to get a pup and have Gus help raise him, but Gus is so skittish he would just, he wouldn't, but, you know, we might convince Gus to leave the dog alone, at least. Gus is a big sissy. He won't fight the dog or anything. Well, there's that. All right, I'm going to try to do this in 10 minutes. Not that song. Wrong song. Yeah, really, the cat is even an alarm. Somebody says small dogs can be great alarms. The cat's an alarm, too, you realize. When I come in the door at 9 and I see the cat is just sitting where he sits by the door, I know at the very least nobody's in the house at the moment. That sounds silly, maybe, but that's not bad. It's something of a good little indicator. Of course, Gus is not going to fucking defend anybody from anything. He's a hell of a hunter, but he's no fighter. All right, I'll be right back. Take us away, Peanut.
Suoni abbattenti, suona chitarra mia, suoni abbattenti. Di colpi giusti lo suona tutti da, di colpi giusti suona chitarra mia, di colpi giusti suona chitarra mia. Ruspiti dallo sonno, non più dormire, ruspiti dallo sonno, non più dormire, e non ci dormi qua, e non ci dormi qua, e non ci dormi quando c'ha la bimba male. C'ha bimba mari e non ci dormi quando c'ha bimba mari, in un letto di viole, in un letto di viole, ci tu facini. Ci tu facini, in un letto di viole, in un letto di viole, ci tu facini. Materazzelli, cuscini di seta, e i lenzoli sogni arrecamati. Lenzoli sogni arrecamati, sono belli l'occhi tuoi, e l'occhi tuoi belli sono i fronni d'arburelli, e l'occhi tuoi vivaci sono i fronni di campagna. Robi belli, catavi da parlare, dava di stu in parole, ti lamento li scorda, parole ti lamento li scorda. battenti, suona battenti, suona battenti. Chi è dod a sta marone l'arc sore de ride je ved qu'il est no bello nom sore amaron chi è devod hasta maron nell'arc sore tenide je ved cagil scanze figlie capegas sore una folla fine sott'amore goppa all'altare son catasta gente manda squadre belle commoventi.
Hi, I don't know if you can hear me. Close that window and I didn't intend to. Okay, looks like we are streaming. I'm back. We're going to open a hangout, even though nobody ever comes for the fucking hangouts. You bastards. We're going to open one with Internet Explorer. Donald Robertson says shit is going to hit the fan in a big way whether I wanted to or not. But I do not think that things will go back to normal because normal has been comatose for... Yeah, what's normal? Normal is the churning for us now. The endless churning is normal. You know? Just keep glib in here. I want a fucking report from New York. New York. Get in the house. Kevin Grace. Just as a joke, he won't come. But you should come. You know? I would come over to your place if you sent me a link. Who else? And we will. You guys aren't Fed trading in the chat, are you? They can dump us for something that is said in the chat, recall. What was the Federalist or the other guys? Zero Hedge. I think it was Federalist when they both got attention. Were banned or not banned, but threatened with deplatforming. It was over the comments. Federalists agreed to delete comments. You know. Somebody said white lives matter in the comments or something. Yeah. And the elite still doesn't understand just what they're dealing with. Still somehow don't understand black people, I guess, or they're really evil. But, you know, the people pushing this still think that there's limits to what black people will do when you fucking encourage them like this. They still think that, yeah, they'll stop short of murdering people. They already are, I know, but I mean mass. Where does it end? Badly. Next stop, badly. Yeah. When things get this bad, you don't really want them to straighten out. You don't want your new normal that they have for us. So we kind of hope something now finally will give after all this time. They're pressing too hard. They're overestimating their power. They didn't know what they had. I think they didn't know what they had. They don't know the depths of black resentment, and they don't know the depths of white masochism. They don't understand this curious sort of magnetic polar opposite dynamic that propels this evil dysfunction along, right? Equal parts. White masochism, self-abnegation on one side, and self-aggrandizement on the other. And everybody pretending it's the opposite. That these are the dominant people. These people, you know, like kissing boots and shit. Again, it's a measure of their power, how absurd their argument is. Just as it's a measure of their power, how ugly their heroes are, you know. I mean, you know, the profile of these guys is always that there's some fuck up at best. And with George, of course, he looked like Pac-Man Jones. You know, he's got that mean look. That mean lion look. Some are beyond reason, and they have that look. Right? Yeah. I refuse to be sickened by the video or sickened by some excessive force. In that case, in that instance. You know, what's sickening is when somebody sets upon an innocent, not if a cop goes too far and, if somebody goes too far in defending himself, if a cop goes too far in taking some guy off the street that he's been ordered to take off the street. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's of a different nature than murder. And they keep calling it murder. And you see Elizabeth Warren. Okay, so some cop killed Breonna Taylor. I don't even know the details. That doesn't matter. But they're saying, arrest this cop. Jail this cop. Elizabeth Warren retweets a tweet from, one of the pets, one of the rabid pets. Why is this cop not arrested? I'm thinking, a sitting senator is, right? Is giving out the call here on Twitter. It's less like, it's like back in the day, it would be like putting a headline in every single newspaper. The senator is saying, arrest these people on the basis of, all this demagoguery, all this unrest out here. When the fuck did that become okay, right? When did that... I'm sure that's crossed some boundaries that we've forgotten about. That's crossed some Senate protocol. But, on they go. There's no limit. And... maybe it's the negative force, the white self. It's so the most horrifying aspect, the most surprising aspect of it, depressing, shameful, and terrifying aspect of it is the white. These endless white. These whites just keep turning out, and they just get more and more rabid, and they're tearing down the statues, and they're making fools of themselves, and they're screaming at the top of their lungs at the police. For these people who hate them, openly. Weird. And it's met with equal force by this absurd, you see these 80 IQ dipshits on TV now have been elevated. Sean King is raising a stir, right? Sean King wants to go to the churches. That's what phase we're in, I guess. Idiots like that were raised up, and their condescension comes like a humiliating torture too. I wonder if the people behind this have factored that aspect of it in too. That to be lectured to by Sean King or any of those, that idiot who behind the 1619 Project calls herself Ida Bay Wells on Twitter, but it's another name, a black woman. But they're very mediocrity, of which they're completely right. They come before us and they're completely clueless about it. In a Dunning-Kruger sort of way. Which is scary as fuck, because they don't know any better. There's a whole other fucking madness. And, and the condescension, right? Oh, yeah, we're here to... Oh, that was the thing that poor Jimmy Fallon had to endure. In addition to, what's her name? Miss White Fragility, he had to endure Kamau Bell. The people behind this shit, right? This is where you see the conspiracy. These are the gears of the conspiracy. Open. Because who the fuck appointed Kamau Bell, unfunny Kamau Bell, in charge of Jimmy Fallon, kid who earned his way to hosting the Tonight Show? Well, the executives did. We're not clamoring for it out here, believe me. And his fans aren't clamoring for it. They probably just wish they could go back to the old Kimmel. They'd tune in, he'd give them some funny skit. He'd do one of his interviews. And Kimmel's whole thing was to be light. You're supposed to go there, but that's not allowed. That's another of his sins, I guess. He's never been woke. That's probably why they seized on him, too. You know what I mean? And it's probably why, up till now, a lot of more canny fellows, especially the girls, though, have been getting woker and woker. Like that horrible woman who made Captain America now is a petite woman, right? This ridiculous woman who's just woker than woke. I forget her name. She was on Mad Men. She's really pretty. But all these people we see now, the calculation, they're not dumb. Stars only act dumb. But you got to be smart. You got to be cunning above all to get where they get. And of course, have an idea for this sort of thing. Politicians are actors and actors are politicians. So these actors who have been getting woker these last couple of years saw the writing on the wall and are kind of bought insurance now that it's hitting. And some of them will have shit in their past back when, back when it wasn't wrong. It's so amazing how they're allowed retroactive enactment of all these new rules. But I digress. Yeah. So all these people have just been very, very clever. Of course, it doesn't help you, I guess. It didn't help Louis C.K., did it? All right. Visionary provides us some funny. Give me the funny. I want it. I need it. Right now. I have to open my own channel here and pull it off of there because of the buggy way this works. So bear with me. I was listening to David Foster Wallace on irony. He's pretty irrelevant right now. It's a key way that we got here, I think. I know I'm guilty of it. It's one of the biggest regrets of my life that I've lived in this bubble of irony. What was it that he said, or he quoted somebody else? Irony is like the prisoner loving his prison walls, right? Irony is like accepting the shit world. And it's a cope for accepting the shit world. And I spent my life coping, not caring, leaving it to somebody else, and indulging in irony. An ironic sort of take on things, an ironic point of view, Fucking disaster. I'm sorry, kids. I'm just sorry. Oops, we can't find Yon video. Let's try it. Can't find Yon video. I don't know if it's me or the link fish. Yeah, it's not working. Try again, maybe. Yeah, 1619, black slavery began in Brazil in 1502, says Donald. 1619 is our year one. Now, think about the New York Times, and we have to ask ourselves, this whole bullshit 1619 project, was this looking ahead to something like what's happening now? Was it anticipating the big move now? Have they been talking about, well, we're going to pull off something big if we don't get him, if Russia doesn't, right? If he's still standing when the election rolls around, we're going to go long. They don't know what they've got. Like I said, maybe they thought Ahmad Army was going to be it. That one didn't really take off. They got great optics with Floyd, and that one took off. And you see the 1619 project. Well, was that anticipating this? I'd like to know. Dean Baquet, I think that's how you say his name, right? So he puts the contents of an internal meeting. I think it was an internal meeting. I don't know if they're even public about it, but they practically are public about it. But in an internal meeting, the editor of the New York Times said, Russiagate didn't really work out. We didn't get Trump. That's been a great story. Great work, everybody. Russiagate. Great work over the last couple of years, but now we're going to pivot. Now that's not a thing. It's the 1619 project, which says that American history begins with black folk in 1619. It's a weird thing, like I said, it's a weird thing that it really wasn't the most important thing in the world when you were doing Russiagate. I know Russiagate was important, but wasn't this huge? No. Right? All of a sudden, we're just reconceptualizing this. And of course, the audacity, that we're going to reconceptualize this absolutely idiotic formulation because wait a them, but it does stink to high heaven, and I wonder if they, they knew so many things leading into this last year. So many things have happened, that you wonder. These things, were they part of sort of the game plan, loose game plan that these assholes have all been following? Or was it just that, the resistance has been deteriorating so much? The pressure's been constant. We've seen it. It's been a steady pressure in a pipe, And there's a little back pressure on it, excuse me. That's us and Cuck Inc., whatever. Now it's just like that's gone, and so there's no resistance. And all the things that were leading up to it were really just, things like the Evergreen State College and all these things. There were two things. They were just inevitable instances of the deterioration, the falling apart of the smaller things like that little school. This was happening everywhere, little points of light going out as they succumbed to this continual pressure. But I think that for the guys who are watching, right? I don't think I'm the first to say this. For the guys who are watching all these things, they're seeing over and over again, we get away with everything. We get away with everything. They oppose nothing. If we can invoke racism, of course. It's always the anti-black thing. There's nothing, and they tried trans, right? Maybe this comes as they say that's fatigued and trans rights. They couldn't frame it as anti-Trump as readily somehow as they can this black demagoguery. And frankly, the only reason they can frame it so anti-Trump is not because he's basically a liberal. He gave them their fucking law. Nobody's pointing that out. He gave them their ridiculous criminal reform law. And still, the only reason they can cast him in that light is because he's white and he's big blonde hair, frankly, and that he's a white guy, yep. And it used to be okay, and he can still beside, they've been allowing him to hang around, but now it's, it's such a weight. They just, they're unopposed. They are unopposed. But if you could break the stranglehold they have on media, and people are talking about social media platforms, imagine breaking the hold on big media, right? Does anybody think about that? Busting up CNN, getting it out of the hands of these fuckers. What if Trump had been this really uncommonly capable guy underneath? And he brought in a good team, and we could turn some of this shit around. We could be nationalizing swaths of the fucking media. Fuck you. We're taking it over. I know. But my free market. Visionary says, Runner's World magazine published a long meditation on the head jogger now in heaven, Ahmaud Arbery. They think he's a jogger? That's funny. Wasn't he in work boots? You ever seen a brother jog? Right, some old guy, middle class dude. Rare still. Tom Anderson says, Blunt has been a complete disaster. Orc Slayer says, Trump has single-handedly destroyed the Republican Party. Only God knows what comes next. Yeah. He has. Well, he's doing it now with his inaction. If he tried to rally some to this cause, of opposing this. It would be this unusual situation of the President of the United States representing us opposed to every other institution. Weird, right? That's why I say, man, maybe he's not calling in the military because there's an understandable fear that they will refuse and even try to launch a coup. Maybe in a cynical way, Trump and the Republicans are just waiting for this to blow up, they think, in the Democrats' faces. They're so petty. It always astounds me how they're always focusing on the next election and throwing all kinds of shit, right? Now they're throwing everything out if they're saying, the Republicans, if that's the calculation, yeah, man, we're just going to own them in November over this. And it's not really playing out that way, which is really scary. That they'll do this and then win, and maybe big fake election victory. Holy shit, things get scarier and scarier. But if the Republicans dare to think of it that way, they deserve to hang too. Oh yeah, we're gonna get them in November. Is there gonna be anything left in November, guys? There'll be fucking smoking ruins, and we're going to inherit in November. Fucking Republicans, you can't match them for stupid. They're the world-class kings of the dumb. Trump, I don't know if Trump has destroyed the Republican Party. About half of the Republican Party has helped to destroy him. He's not up to this job, which would have been impossible for anyone. This job of trying to be chief executive against this kind of opposition, this kind of media coverage and pressure. Still, he's been so awful, it's nice to wonder what would happen if he could just fucking sound smart once in a while. Just give him the argument and leave it at that. Try a little fucking nuance, for fuck's sake. Statesman-like. Blow their fucking mind. You want to troll them? Go up there and give them eloquence that they won't recognize because they've been so busy fucking destroying it themselves, You've got speechwriters. You could do it. You could do it. The only thing lacking is that stupid vanity. He won't do it. He's going to tweet. He's going to fucking fret about the personal bullshit. Yeah, but still, I don't know if it was going to be possible, right? It's pretty astounding how completely they have shut him down, really, where they want to, Israel gets all they want. He gets whatever he wants on Israel. That's interesting. I used to make this argument to Luke like 3 years ago, when Trump first came around. Let's just cut a deal with the Jews. We got Israel's back, but you got to have our back over here. Call off the dogs, Yeah. I say we're separate nations. We should be able to speak to each other as such. Tom Anderson says the infantry is still like 80% conservative white men. Tom points out the top brass is as positive as it gets, but the middle ranks and the actual effective part of the military is the wild card. Yeah. I know those guys from traditional South and Midwestern regions, which are still producing the nation's recruits, the white guys. They're not down with this shit. I don't know. The military, you see, they've done with the military. The military used to be a big bogeyman for the left. But they're not big on the anti-war movement now, and they're not big on anti-military, and because they've taken over, right? The military's giving them everything they want, like corporate America. Like they're not big on the corporations, man. I mean, I guess they still get away with talking, AOC or somebody would get away with talking about this. But being like shoulder to shoulder with them here. But still, you'd hardly hear it. And you don't hear them making fun of generals anymore because they're all on board. And in this instance, if this is basically a kind of coup attempt, a soft coup, I don't know, a broad coup. And there are generals who've come out to kind of pitch in with it. Soft support for the soft coup. These half-ass fuckers. It's irony. It's a coup non-coup. It's a Seinfeldian coup that isn't. All these bitches. All these cowards, too, are wrecking the country, too, because of irony and because of the whole culture that we've allowed to spring up. These assholes get away with this shit. I mean, we're giving away the greatest civilization ever. Well, the only one we've known. A remarkable one. To petty, sniping, 80 IQ dipshits, and I'm not talking about just the black folk. God help us. How did that happen, right? Well, we infantilized our elite. You see them. Trump. Look at the Democrats who oppose him. I mean, no noble figure rises among political class ever. Even as they tear down statues to all these remarkable men. Yeah, and you gotta think, okay, yeah, we don't have any slaveholders, we got all the wokest motherfuckers in the world, but none of them somehow matches the achievements of guys like Roosevelt and Jackson, Thomas Jefferson and George Washington, for fuck's sake. They took down a Cervantes statue because it was in probably the San Francisco Park near Junipero Serra's statue that they took down. Junipero Serra, though, was revered in the Hispanic Catholic community. I assume they were. I lived right down the street from San Juan Capistrano, the famous mission there. I hope those assholes haven't fucked with it. Yeah. Cervantes, of course, was a slave for 5 years in the galleys. Rowing in the galleys for 5 years, Cervantes. Yeah. Steve Saylor thinks, well, he invented the novel, so that's, he's a white guy and he invented the novel, so that's bad enough. But they don't know that. Of course, they don't know anything. They just saw this thing and, there was a cross on it. It's not religious. I guarantee you, when they see a cross, okay, that qualifies. Indies Going Down says all civilizations die, and this one is really dying in an undignified fashion. It really is. It's an ugly death. It's an ugly, humiliating death for a once great people. How does it happen? Wake the fuck up. Right? I mean, I always want to give them, the ranting treatment, right? For fuck's sakes, you people landed a man on the moon. You tamed a continent. You overcame the Comanche and the great Indian tribes. What is wrong with you motherfuckers? You invented everything worth inventing. You've made the best art, the best music, the most remarkable cities and civilizations that have ever existed. Yet you want to bend the knee to people who would be living in fucking grass huts if they weren't here with us now. What the fuck is wrong with you? What is it? Tell me. Finally. I just need to know before I expire. GSP points out, at this point, if a statue looks like Western art, it's going to come down, slave owner or not. They took one down because the artist was deemed to be irredeemably racist. I forget who the figure was. But somehow this artist was, right-wing or whatever. Who knows what his sin was. But that struck me as bizarre. Adjacent is a word that's come into play recently, and that'll be used. Right? Once they've done with everybody, I guess, who's explicitly beyond the pale. Then it's adjacent. Well, you were close. What madness prevails? What madness prevails in this, on a bed of cowardice? What am I supposed to do? Tell me. Somebody please tell me what I'm supposed to do as a guy who wants to do something peaceful and meaningful in reaction to this. There's got to be something I can do. Tom Anderson asks, how long till they come for the flag itself, and what will it be replaced by? It will be replaced by the rainbow flag, but they'll never agree on a flag. So the flag's going to come down, and we're going to be submitted to a long period of haggling over the flag. You know, in this new era of equality, it'll be curiously about ranking the different classes that are represented on the flag, and who warrants their own stripe, and where the stripe goes, you know, top or bottom. The blacks will have their own special. I'm seeing them now with a arched sort of stripe, right? An angle. Yeah. But the blacks will be at top the hierarchy of grievance. That's been established by all this. It's funny. It's funny how they just, again, and it's all, like I said, it's overwhelmingly a media hoax for something that's overwhelmingly absurd, right? But they're going through with it. No. And everybody's sitting still, and they're still going. It's like this, it's a weird situation. Like, I think people are sitting there like, no, thinking they won't really go this far now, will they? People are still so stunned by the absurdity of it. Draw up a balkanization plan, says Michael. No, I'm going to head east into Eastern Oregon. I just have to find work. I'll take any sort of work and live rough if I have to. Kind of want to. Go back. Start over. Yeah, just shed this place. Shake it off. Start over completely. But I just, the thing is, I don't want to be any more isolated and go in a small town somewhere. I don't know, maybe Boise, Idaho. Maybe I can go to Boise. I'm going to a Hawaiian area where at least there will be chance for opposition politicians, sensible opposition politicians on our side. Maybe we can at least elect them at the local levels, maybe even send a congressman or two. As we enter into this next phase of whatever this fucking civil war is. Trump is sitting in his bunker shoving McDoubles and Diet Cokes down his gullet. Yeah, damn him to hell. We need you to rise, man. Come on, Trump. Come on, Trump. Come on, Trump. Do it. You mad, vain bastard. You've always wanted to be the most famous person ever. You know how you can do it? By taking up this righteous cause. There's nothing left but achievement. I know how you feel right now, Trump. You wanted everybody to love you, didn't you, Donald? You thought he did, guys. This is how vanity works. I know. I've got vanity. I know how it works. Trump thought, despite this, he was going to make them love him. Really. Or at least he was going to get, he wasn't going to get here. He was going to be popular, despite all their opposition. That's what he thought. And he can't get over the fact that it's not working. It's not working. It's not working. Donald Robertson says Trump is trying. I want a defense of this man. There should be a national plan to protect national monuments. They're pulling down monuments that are federal property. There should be an immediate plan for that. All federal statues, all right? You got a detail assigned to them. You get with the police in the area, so they're not too paused out. And on the other side of this coup, and tell them, no, the statues here are going to be targeted, and we're not going to let it happen. Yeah, and I'm just appalled still. It's hard to find it. It's hard. to separate all the individual outrages. But it's really just absurd to me. And I've talked to people in real life who are doing this. And these people are watching the cops now, and of course, looking for any little, they tear gas, they're looking for cop excess. And like, I talked to a guy in real life who generally pissed off because he got hit with a fucking rubber bullet at the protest. And now he's just furiously anti-cop. And I'm thinking, there it is right in front of me. This is part of it all. And they're pushing this hard. The more they put these people out against the cops, the more rancor for the cops. Even with, as you see, the cops standing down, and here, like I said, they're just yielding and yielding and yielding. And it's funny. It's bend, don't break can only go so far, You're bending all the way down now. But, and they're just waiting for somebody to get genuinely hurt. The evil fuckers behind this are waiting, rubbing their hands, thinking, oh God, maybe it'll be some little 90-pound, 20-year-old earnest girl. A Karen. They would love to serve up a Karen. They don't give a fuck. They hate Karens. But there would be sudden new respect for this Karen. Right? She'd be like Amy, what's her name, who went to South Africa and got killed by the people, black South Africans he was trying to register to vote. Amy whatever. She was from Orange County when I lived there. She lived not far from me, I think. That was in the news. Yeah, no, they get one of those. Some poor girl's going to get seriously injured. And then this thing goes even, turns even more harder in their direction. Scary thought. But, they're, like I said, normie world is sitting there accepting it. I assume. Why is it there's no politician? I mean, there are all these fucking Republican politician guys who are safe districts at least, who could just go up and just fucking rail against this, at least rail against it, denounce this stuff root and branch, and not go up and say, it's police brutality, racism, the problem, but, why the fuck is there not, I mean, there may be 2 or 3 guys out there, I don't know who, thinking, Matt Gaetz is trying to fight it, I think. Tom Anderson says the country is literally burning down, but thank God we won't have Pajeets coming in for everyone. Yeah, but I don't. Tom's talking about recent, genuine, it appears, H-1B restrictions. So Trump keeping a little promise there. That was a weird one. I don't know. I guess there's still people trying to work, doing their little things there. Stephen Miller still gets thrown a bone here and there. Yeah, I don't know what to tell. I mean, we're at war and nobody's... Trump's tweeting. He's fucking tweeting. I mean, I would rather have that cute new press secretary lady in there. At least she's nice to look at. She seems smarter than him. All right, Tom and the Donald are going at it. Well, that's okay if you guys want to fight. Let's see, I had something else I wanted to show you. Where is this video? Maybe it's not in here. Well, you've seen they're using fireworks too, right? Yeah, there was a video where they were demanding. They were speaking in front of Ted's house. It was pretty funny. Oh, there it is. I just saw it. Oh, that doesn't look very fun. Here are the reasonable demands we have for you, Ted.
That the City Council reduce the Portland Police Bureau budget by at least $50 million each year going forward. They must continue decreasing the PPB budget by at least $50 million. City Council must also immediately eliminate vacant positions and fold this funding back into the General and Special Appropriations Fund. Implement an immediate hiring freeze and commit to ending any new hires of Portland Police Bureau sworn officers. And some of these we've won here. Immediately eliminate funding for the following specialty units: the Gun Violence Reduction Team, SROs, and Transit Division. And the only way, again, the only way to stop police violence is to defund, disband, and fully abolish the police. Abolish the police! 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 And that can only stop when their presence is eliminated. We demand the PPB end the relationship to the federal 1033 program, which supplies militarized weapons, gear, and vehicles to local police departments across the country. We must divest City of Portland cannabis tax funds from the PPB budget and invest them into reparations for those harmed by the war on drugs, which disproportionately targets Black communities for activities that are now legal. Immediately stop expansion of the Portland Police budget by ending all budget increases. City Council must commit to never vote for PPB budget increases again. Neighborhood response and service coordination team, and the behavioral health units. These funds must be redirected. These redirect funds allocated for gang policing towards anti-violence programs unaffiliated with law enforcement. Provide reparations for Black Portlanders targeted by gang policing and other investments. Eliminate these positions entirely by reducing the total number of officers, not just by folding them back into general sworn officer positions. Immediately stop policing protests.
Don't send any cops to protests. Yeah. Yeah, so fireworks are everywhere. They've used them in several of the protests.
Illegal fireworks seem to be everywhere. This was the scene at a subway stop near Prospect Park and in quiet neighborhoods across.
But they're also all over Brooklyn and New York because cops aren't out. So the blessed sacralized Utes of these areas are just having at it. And maybe with all the looting that's gone, a bunch of commercial fireworks are out there. They're throwing shit at cops that look like commercial fireworks. Big, dangerous effing fireworks. And I was thinking, so Forest is coming around. We're going to have all these fireworks tests. I don't know where you're at, if they sell fireworks in your county, wherever you are. Right? The fireworks stands pop up a week or two before. I guess they should be up any day now. Are all those going to get out and they're going to be using those? I bet. I would be canceling that shit if I could. If I was running a small town like this, I'd say, "No, we're not going to sell fireworks this year."
Whether you lived here all your life,
You can hear these blocks and blocks of women. It's not like it's something that's
they're just being idle. Like they're little.
Why the fuck am I looking at this Negro? God damn it. I want to hear from some sensible white people so I can trust what I hear. News people. I want the raw video I saw from citizens.
Constant unruliness with the looting that's been going on. As you could tell, this sounds like a war zone. This has been going on for the last couple of nights, with fireworks going off. And they've done nothing about it. They allow them to continue all times of the night. I believe this is on Dorchester and East 21st Street.
Anyway. Fireworks are going to be weapons.
Sounds like we're in a war.
Actually, it didn't at the moment you said that, dude. It wasn't really that loud. Yeah, I've seen plenty of videos of what's going on. It's nuts. King Kush points out Mexicans and Asians love them some noisemakers. Yeah, the Mexicans always can be really good for the 4th, shooting off guns and shit.
Take my license plate down.
Which car is yours? Show me your car.
Hold on, let's get a close up. You need a hug? Are you bored in there? Are you bored in your house? Are you bored in your house?
It's you that's bored. We're asking you to stop. These are our cars.
Oh, did something happen to them?
Not yet, but it could.
I think you should go save some lives.
He's talking to a paramedic or a fireman or
Medics
something.
do not save lives. You actually kill people. With your damn pharmaceuticals, your $3 trillion business.
Trust me.
Bro, look, you're talking to the wrong guy. The wrong guy. Trust me. I'm not scared of cops. I'm not scared of people like you at all.
Fine.
Just enjoy the fireworks.
There's
Enjoy
nothing
the
to
show.
enjoy.
Not for you, but you see the kids.
We want to enjoy our quiet.
Good for you, so you should get land.
To be holding, there are some fireworks
Oh, fireworks. Oh, a firework that just landed. Right there among the police officers, and now more water
And the
bottles,
cops have to hold their
being,
position. They can't run when they
thrown
start
at
throwing
them.
fireworks, so
The
it
police
inures them to when
don't
they
seem-
throw a real small bomb, maybe. We've got Roman candles. Those will be pretty good. Harassment tools. Yeah, see, this guy starts shooting at people. This one's insane because there's one where it looks like it's a black guy chasing a white guy with one of these Roman candles, and the cops just drive past. Like he's shooting at the crowd. It's completely out of control. Bakersfield.
It was the blast that changed the course of a peaceful protest
I
in
thought he was
downtown
going to say change the
Bakersfield
course of
overnight.
history. That would be hilarious.
Jolene Kent was
Police
reporting
charging the
for
crowd
us
after a
from
firework
what
went off
we
in
all
front of them.
celebrate.
Officials determining the protest unlawful. At one point, one individual was seen throwing rocks towards
This is
units.
Seattle.
They don't give a damn at all. They're not going to. They're not going to.
But before the havoc unleashed, the protest began with demonstrators peacefully gathering at Martin Luther King Park in East Bakersfield. The group would then make their way to the police station before they marched down major streets, some hanging onto moving vehicles, others shooting fireworks into the air in the middle of traffic. During this time, no police presence observed on the ground. Shortly after midnight, protesters and police would come face to face for the first time in front of police headquarters.
I think they showed a lot of restraint. I think they did. I think they showed some restraint tonight.
But then...
Yeah. Anyway. We had to find George Washington statue here. This came down the other night. I haven't even looked to see what's going on tonight. There it is. That came down. It's on the east side somewhere. I don't know exactly. Sandy? Taking a knee. This is weird. That's Teddy Roosevelt. We got a Teddy Roosevelt. That's gonna come down. They're gonna fucking take. We'll have to come out and try and film. I'm taking down a statue. I should stand between them and the statue, and not film it, right, guys? And this is what they did to George. It's like some gruesome horror movie, right? Yeah. All right. Okay. Give me something in chat. In these goings down says Firecracker Boy epitomizes the future. Giant spoiled children who never. Yeah. Right. That's, you know, the guy in the video. He's just so offended that his neighbor would have a problem with him lighting up fireworks in the middle of the street. It's just so, wow, fucking dare you, man. We're having fun out here, man. And this is why they got that stupid Karen meme going out there. Taking advantage of that chavvy bullshit impulse. Yeah, man. Fucking tell me I can't party. Oh, God help us. But we've been humoring the dysfunctional behavior of our darker folk for a long time, making a joke of ghetto and all that other shit. White people, yeah, it's funny. You know, you think about, like, white people thinking, oh, Snoop Dogg, he's kind of cool, he's funny. It's just a big joke with Snoop Dogg, right? And totally disassociating this ha-ha, ironic appreciation for effing Snoop Dogg, or some genuine hardcore gangster who's a rapper. And totally oblivious to the fact that they're joking about this guy who may in fact be a murderer. People who may in fact be sociopaths, people who, among their class, there have to be many, many who are sociopaths, a few murderers, rapists. Sure, they're the worst people around. You know, the worst people around. And yet, sort of like David Foster Wallace says about irony, being the prisoner, accommodating his walls in a way. It's their accommodation of this shit. Their cowardly accommodation of this, right? Ha ha ha, we're going to make a joke of these murderous motherfuckers. You know, wherever you live, there's a sizable neighborhood full of them not far away where you're not even safe at night. All right? Ha 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 ha, yeah, gangsta man. What the fuck were we thinking? Look at this. This shit's real. You know? They're not joking about it. You know? They don't get irony. They don't really get nuance and stuff like you do. They don't. It's not ironic to them. In these going down, says all your entertainment for 2 decades was to set you up for this. Yeah, we've been primed, positioned, set the fuck up, and now betrayed. But I don't want to linger on it. I think I'm going to just try to get some sleep and get back up tomorrow and resume the fight. I might drive up to, I've got some time off, I might drive up to good old Chaz. Be a tourist in Chaz for a day. You guys want to see that? Want to see Dennis get beat to a pulp by Raz's warlord posse? Who knows what could happen? Until then, God bless you, my brothers. God bless you, one and all. You're not alone. And it is the darkness before dawn right now. That's all it is. It's that weird moment where you've ever been out in the cold, when the sun, just before the sun comes up, it gets colder. Really cold. That's where we're at. And for fuck's sake, work. Fucking work. Thank you. Sorry, guys. Technology, don't fail me. Everything else is not working. All right. Play me out. Casino. Please, just fucking work, YouTube. Fuck off. Jesus. I'm not asking much of you. I'm only asking you to do your one thing. Your proverbial one job. Oh, I know what's... I got this stupid thing open. I don't know why I invite you assholes in here to chat. You can go fuck yourselves. Someday some interesting people are going to show up here to talk to me, and you're going to want to come in and talk, and I'm going to say, fuck off. Where were you when I was flailing? Where the fuck were you? All right, please open up. Please open up. Please open the fuck up. God damn it. No, you're not going to do it, are you? You're not going to do. All right, guys. We'll see you later. It's June 23rd. Just turned June 23rd.